Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Chelsea versus Everton, Stamford Bridge, Thursday night. Ooh-wee. I can't wait for this one.
Easy game, this one.
Ooh, existence is pain. Yeah. It's not the game you want when you've just been beaten by Crystal Palace away. It's not the game. Yeah, you're right. You don't want this kind of game anytime. And the next season, maybe we won't have to play these kind of games. Maybe we won't.
If we carry on the way we're going.
Hello, welcome to West London. It's QPR.
Oh, don't even. We've lost there as well this year.
Oh my God.
Stop it. We had a great run in London, haven't we? And now we just bend over.
Remember when we used to win away games?
Yeah.
Remember we won 12 that time,
12,
that one season?
that was amazing.
And everyone still moaned at the manager.
We were terrible at football and we still won 12 away games. Now we're terrible at football, we don't win any. We've won one, to be fair.
Right.
26 games without defeat. Chelsea at home to Everton. 26 games. Everton haven't beat them 4 at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, 27th game. This is quite apt for the 27 for 27, isn't it? This game.
I'll be honest. There's absolute. This is going to be the most defeatist match preview I think we ever did.
Yeah.
I think it really is.
You know that I'm normally quite.
Yeah,
positive,
it is all. You know, you get the stats out. The only thing I'd say is Chelsea do look a little bit wobbly at the moment. They got beat by West Ham last week. They were fortunate to beat Leeds at the weekend and have conceded 5 goals in those 2 games. They conceded 3 goals in the Champions League and didn't win the group. So they do look.
They're letting goals in for fun.
That's not necessarily going to help us though,
no.
because we don't score goals.
Again, we said lots of times if we had Gray, Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, then
Pele, Messi.
Yeah. No,
Ronaldo.
But if I was just going to say, if we had those 3.
Baresi.
If they had those. Baresi. Costa Curti will be
one
bringing
of the greatest centre-backs of all time.
If you had those 3 as a front 3, then you'd feel we've got a chance of getting at them. The problem is, it's as well as getting at them, you've got to stop them. You know, Timo Werner has had a couple of goals.
How many games has Romelu Lukaku not scored in?
He hasn't scored for a while.
No.
He hasn't scored for a while. He's back now.
Interesting.
So there's Ron to contend with, and Werner and Mount and Havertz and everybody else. Barkley went only, but so it's a tough. Listen, it's always a massively difficult game, Chelsea away. Certainly in the last 15, 20 years, it's been a horrible fixture for Everton. So we've had the opportunity over the last 10 years to win there a couple of times, and we blew it. Most notably the Funes Mori header in injury time, and for some reason there was 8 minutes stoppage time.
He was offside. And
Terry was 46 yards offside and he scored, and that was the one where you thought could beat them. And we had a couple of 0-0s where we might have nicked it, but I remember us going there last season and we hadn't lost away since November. Yeah. And it was like March or April or something, and he just battered us, beat us 4-0, and it was easy.
Bellies were tickled that night.
And we were in a good run of form at that time. We were doing well. We had a way of playing. So we've always found it difficult. And I'm always, I am always confident and think, well, if we get this right and we get this right, I don't see any way how this isn't another defeat. I really don't. No. I just think we're all over the place.
Because I think yesterday, on, the little thing popped up. This time last year, you were at Goodison Park when we played them. And we beat them.
On the 7th last week, yeah.
So, no, it was yesterday, wasn't it? It was yesterday.
Wasn't it the 7th of December? 7th of December. Day before your birthday.
Maybe, I don't know. Probably. I've lost track of time.
Last year. Sorry, I was thinking Duncan. Sorry. That was 2 years ago. When we beat them last year, sorry. Yeah. We had that good run then, didn't we? We had a good run.
Yeah. Beat Leicester and Arsenal, didn't we?
And Chelsea,
I'm struggling. I'm really struggling because imagine we go there and sit back, which we will, try and play them on the counter-attack.
90% possession.
I thought you were going to say 19-0 then.
It probably would be.
Honestly.
Would be.
Because...
No.
Yeah.
Is there any... Yeah, but look at it this way.
Okay. Hang on.
look at it this way, right?
Looking at it this way.
The way it is,
Yeah.
we can't beat them.
Yeah.
Right. So is there any way that Everton could? What could Everton do? What could Benitez do?
Yeah.
To try and give ourselves more of a chance of staying? Because if we go and just do what we did to Palace and went, we're sitting here. See you later. It will be 6, 7.
I think Everton's best tactic at just today would be travelling down to Manchester United training ground. I think that would be the best tactic.
But if we have to play the game,
I can't see any way we beat them.
Not beat them, but how would we stay in the game? What would you do to
stay in the game?
What would you do to try to stay in the game? Because I think quite clearly what we're doing at the minute ain't working. Liverpool blew us away.
Number one, Everton have to cut out all the mistakes. They have to cut. So we talk about defeats and we talk about the games we've been beaten in and stuff. Most of the goals are we
self-inflicted.
We just go, lad, have that. Yeah. So we have to cut that out. And then once we cut that out, which I think we did against Arsenal.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Although we did gift them their goals.
Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily a mistake.
Yeah.
So you've got to not make mistakes, and then you've got to raise your game. And then you've got to hope that every single player is on it, and then every single sub's on it. And that's Everton's biggest problem. Everton's biggest problem is stopping the mistakes. Just stopping the mistakes. But mistakes are more likely to come if you put yourself under pressure as well. If you let the opposition dominate the ball, and you don't. See, this time last season when we were coming in, the December and January, and when we were winning games.
We had a decent run,
yeah. I think what we were doing a lot better was we had like the back four, and then we had the midfield sitting in front of the back four, and that's where we were nicking the ball rather than it getting through to the defence, and then we were breaking. Whereas now we don't seem to be able to nick the ball, so it's getting through to the defence are making mistakes, goal. And that's the problem, man.
Well, what about personnel-wise? Can he do anything defensively, personnel-wise? Like, what would you do for that defence?
Part of me, honestly, makes me think that he should just play a resi side and honestly, and save the good plays for Leicester. Honestly, part of me thinks that way, because part of me thinks,
what's the point?
And then people will go, well, you're just as defeatist as he is. But part of me thinks, what's the point? What's the point in risking any? But yeah, we'll put it this way: Doucouré's on 4 yellow cards. If he picks up a 5th in this game, he misses Sunday against Leicester. I don't. In a game we really need him in. Yeah. So straight away, I wouldn't play Doucouré. Because I just think he'll get a yellow card. Because he'll be chasing after their players all day. And he'll pick up a yellow card.
And we need
him against Leicester. A game which is winnable.
It does get into that territory now, doesn't it? Where you have to start going. I hate it. I hate that mentality, because it was horrible. Wound me up with Moyes sometimes. Yeah. Would be, that's more winnable. And that Allardyce did a similar thing. Yeah. Right? That's more winnable than that one. But in this situation, because we need that 3 points so desperately against Leicester, because let's be honest, the home games are what with the crowd. Yeah. The players, the manager can't seem to get the players going, but the crowd do in general.
Will Chelsea play Wolves next Sunday away? So they might think that's the tougher of the two games. So they might
make a couple of changes.
And that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference in clubs like Everton. Or no, that's the difference between Everton and most other teams, but basically the top 3 is Chelsea will be able to rotate that squad literally completely and not lose enough quality that it will worry them playing the team like Everton. Whereas if we rotate, we are obviously bringing in severely less.
The thing about it though, like you've just said with Doucouré there, it makes sense not to play Doucouré because he's a huge miss for us, and we will need him on Sunday. It's huge, It's huge. So Thursday, if you're going to pack the midfield, it's a chance to play Kabama again, give him another go. Or you play Doucouré in a position which is the tip of a 3, that there's less chance of him picking up a booking because he's not in the nitty. I know it's a risk. Because you could get a booking at any 3. You stick your foot out and you go over it. Got me worried there. No, I think I'd be looking at maybe Kabama or Onyango or something on Thursday and just go and play, like you said, play in that position in front of 2 more experienced midfielders and just be busy. Do you know what I mean? If Kabama's there, Because obviously Delph's gone after play, isn't he? Because I don't think Tom Davies is going to be back.
Unless Alan
might be back. Make it up, but but go.
Would you risk Alan?
No. I wouldn't. If he's touch and go, what's the point? You may as well save him for Sunday. We need to win at home. We've got, once we get past Chelsea, 3 of the next 4 games are at Goodison.
Yeah.
And Everton should be really targeting 10 out of 12 points over the Christmas thing. Leicester, Burnley, Newcastle and Brighton. Everton should be targeting 10 points out of that. I'm not saying they'd get it, but should win every home game at the crowd. Leicester are decent side, but they've been all over the place themselves. They let goals in for fun.
No.
But the other 3 games, we should be looking to win as well. Burnley will be hard, of course it will, but...
No, you've got to prioritise.
You've got to look and go...
You can't go. Listen, people might go sitting here going, you're defeatists. No, we're realists, ultimately.
Well, on this occasion...
We're playing Thursday in London, and then we're playing Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Oh, I know.
So that's a couple of days rest in between the games.
No, I normally... this isn't me. Normally, I'd be... And in a normal season, if we were bobbing along and things are all right, I'd be like, no, let's go and have a go at them because they're letting goals in. I'm just not convinced that if we played our best side, it'll make any difference just right now. So maybe it would be a case of going, let's give. You never know. When you play players like that, sometimes they shine and you go, I just found a player here, you know. Whereas, listen, Gabama was terrible against Wolves. We know he was. But if you put someone in who sits and said to him, right, just go and be busy, even if it's for 45, 50 minutes, right? And then you go, right on Yango, you're his replacement now. 10 minutes into the second half, do the same, go and be busy, get around the pitch. At least you're having a look at a couple of lads who you may have to rely on over Christmas. If the Corey's on 4 yellow cards, he's missing some game over them 4 games. Yeah. He ain't getting through those games without getting booked, is he? Unless when's the it
New
must
Year's
be
Day.
soon. Is it New Year's Day?
I think so.
Right, so we should be all right if we can get through for Brighton. So that's definitely I will be throwing Gabama or Onyango in. And I'd be leaving Alan as well. If Alan's touch and go, I'd be leaving him for Sunday as well. I'd rather give him 3 more days rest because Sunday's the game we simply have to win. Whereas Chelsea, I just can't see us winning no matter what team he put out. So put lads out who are going to go out and battle and scrap. If you're on Yango, getting your Premier League full debut at Stamford Bridge, you're going to go out and have a right good go, aren't you? And you might only last a half or 50 minutes if you'd want to then put Gabama on or something like that. Do it that way.
Yeah.
Give players who are going to want to have a go. Evertonians want to see the young lads. They want to see, like Brantwaite's another one. You know, put Luca Dean back in. You got a cob on with him. Well, now you might need him. Put him back in or play Jarrett Brantwaite.
Holgate right back.
Or Holgate, you know, give Coleman a breather. You know, rather than you're playing every 3 days, mate. He's knackered as he's playing terrible, and he's knackered. Give him play Holgate right back. Or
so your back 4 currently is John Joe Kenny,
Mason
Holgate,
Brantwaite, and Kyle John, who's a right back playing at left back, and Harry Tyler in goal.
No, I thought you were going to say what's his name in goal, the ex-Liverpool
Lonergan.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think he can play though because I don't think he's had his vaccine. That seems like a team back 4. That
I just think it is difficult, and I'd never advocate this normally.
And Yango.
Delph.
Peter Reid.
I don't care about Delph.
Bumblebee. Farai.
No, this is going back to that derby. No, I think you do have to prioritise. Like I said, I'm not a fan of going give this game up and to save it for that game. But I just think the Leicester game's such a big game for us. It really is.
It's a big game for him.
It's a huge game for him.
Because he might be sitting at home watching it.
And therefore, if it's Duncan's charge, Leicester, I want him to have his best team available as well. So it's a tough game. And I think Decore is such a key player for Everton. I think in other areas you could patch it up like hasn't really worked, but we've been able to patch like the Luca Dean position with Godfrey. You could probably do the right back, but
it would be really, 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 really stupid if we went to Stamford Bridge, got battered, and Decore picked up a bucket.
Of course it would.
Be just the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
And you have to take these things into consideration.
You've got to. And I honestly think the other thing with Gabamon is, and listen, he's shown nothing to warrant any kind of game at the moment, but you're coming into January, you want to have another look at him. If he plays and he's all over the gaff again, you get him out on loan and see if that does anything for him. And then if he does well on loan, then you look at him again this summer. If he doesn't, you have to look at ways how you can get rid of him. But we're talking about £25 million centre midfield player who's 6'3" or 6'2", whatever he is. Get him in and have a look at him. Yeah. But don't put him. Make sure that whoever's sitting is the responsibility. So it's Delph. So say to Delph, sit and do not move from in front of the back four, and then Gabamon can go and do a bit of pressing with whether you use Gomez or whether you put Onyango in or something. Because Chelsea are very athletic, they move all over the pitch, and they're physically strong as well.
No, yeah, as I said, you have to cut out the mistakes before you do anything against top teams. Yeah. You know, you've seen that against Liverpool. You know, 2-1 was sort of in the game, and then one mistake, the game's over, gone, and then they just run.
Palace was the same, Watford was the same.
Well, it's like any game, innit?
We have that thing of conceding goals quickly as well.
You concede goals in the Premier League. If you concede stupid goals, it just gives the opposition so much. When do we score, goals where it's like
a gift?
Yeah, we never do. No, we never do.
Never get them, because most teams don't do it.
Because most teams just do the basics.
And the teams who do give the gifts away are normally the teams that are in the bottom 3 or 4, and that's where we're heading at the moment. So it is worrying. And Mina, well, I imagine he's not back either this week. So, and again,
you wouldn't bring him back.
Would you throw him in for Chelsea anyway when you've got 4 games in a week or whatever it is? So it's just all a little bit. It's flat as anything.
Merry Christmas.
It is Everton, yeah. No, it is.
It's a mess,
and these are a good side as well. Going for the league title.
Let's have a look at their last team.
So there you go. Social with his 3 at the back, 3-4-3-1, and they've got.
It's crying out for Rondon, isn't it? Let's be honest.
This game it's big Rondon.
The big R33. This is all about them.
This is him.
This is all him.
But no, it's again, you're looking at gaps where you might be able to get in. But when you look at their side, and they've got the 3-4-3 and Timo Werner, who was a handful at any time. Mason Mount, brilliant, took his goal brilliantly at the weekend. They've got Lukaku.
He's starting for this game, isn't it?
Ron will be in for this game, and he'll fancy a goal or 2 against us. And especially the way our defenders are at the moment. He'll bully Michael Keane all day long. He'll bully, if it's Mason Holgate, he'll have Holgate everywhere. So, really, I don't know how we stop that.
No.
So it is going to be a case of try and pack. I don't know what you do. Because if we were playing all right and there was a bit of confidence, you'd look and go.
You'd still be worried. But of course, you're playing one of the top. You're playing European champions.
Exactly.
I remember that as well. Playing the European champions, so playing the European champions. It's not.
They've got a couple of plays back as well. No, so hey, there you go.
Let's have a look at Mason Mount. Obviously, he's been in good form recently.
13 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists. He is, of course, it says the top Palace player, which is poor from Ned, but he's the top Chelsea player.
It's just horrendous.
And his ultimate fan points are 111 in our ultimate fan game. And he is someone who has just got better and better for Chelsea, hasn't he? And, like I said, took his goal really well the other day. So he's one you've got to look out for.
Just the one.
Just the one. To go with Werner, Lukaku.
There's like literally nobody that you wouldn't not look out for.
It's people like Reece James, who you go, the fullback. He's like brilliant. So Alonso, who's he's another.
I think the only slight weak point they've got is the goalie, and he's only a slight weak point. And I don't know whether we'll get into their half. Benitez going back to Chelsea, he's obviously loved down there, and you won't get any abuse.
No, of course not. That's 2 sets of fans giving him it.
Listen,
gonna be mad, isn't it?
I've got no idea how we stop them. Leeds at the weekend tried to outnumber them midfield.
And did all right.
Really gonna work for Everton? I'm not sure.
No. We'll see.
I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you how we beat Chelsea, because no one really does beat Chelsea. But I don't know how this team. Wouldn't it just be dead nice to watch an Everton game where nobody makes a mistake. Like, that would be a starting point.
Burnley got a draw there, didn't he? Not long ago. Got battered.
No, I'm not.
They got battered.
You have to.
Vidra scored.
No, but that's the point of it, isn't it?
You need a bit of luck.
You have to have luck, but you also have to not make mistakes.
Yeah,
and that's a huge... Like, how many games this season would we have just got, like, clean sheets out of if we'd just done the normal thing? Like, I can even go back to Watford, and I think I said this to you after Watford. It was like, before we conceded the second goal against Watford, 2 of our players, like, flashed at the ball. I think it was Alan and Tom Davies, just like little things like that, where players are just like kicking, instead of just going, calming it down, where good sides just get hold of the ball and don't panic and don't worry about it.
Think about if you cut those mistakes out, even if we wouldn't have won the games, we just got draws. All of those points were the top.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like the weekend, 3 goals come from mistakes. You know, giving corners away soft. It's little things like that Everton have to. They're the things that if you can cut them out, you turn losses into draws, and then you can turn draws into wins. I mean, listen, we've won against Arsenal, and we were lucky in a way as well. You know, they missed 2 sitters in the second. No, I know I'm saying that's football for you. That is football for you. But you do get your luck now and again, especially if you work hard at the other end of the pitch. But as I said, the white flag came out against Palace from the start. I don't know how we deal with this game. Like, you can only hope that there's a COVID outbreak at Chelsea's training ground. That's like...
Because there is at other training grounds, Manchester United, of
like,
course,
honestly, it's
Spurs, Brighton.
I just... There's not one Evertonian watching this video who thinks we can win. So, I don't think we're saying anything out of line here. No. But that's on us. That's not... Listen... As we said, if we were going into the game with a bit of form, you think, come on, just...
You never know.
You never know. Stick it out. Might get something. But we're giving so many goals away. We're giving goals away for fun.
It'd take a totally out of character Everton
like an asteroid.
No, a totally out of character Everton performance to win this game. Like, where they'd have to have a bit of luck, not give anything away, and be clinical in the final third. They'd need all of that to come together in a perfect storm. Whether it happens, we'll have to wait and see. Chelsea, like I said before, unbeaten in the last 26 Premier League home games against Everton since Paul Rideout's win in '94.
27.
But then Chelsea Palace hadn't won at home since then for us.
I know, but they were playing us.
Yeah. Everton have won 3 of the last 5 Premier League games against Chelsea. So that's not bad. As many as he had in 15 before that. Of all the teams to play more than 1 Premier League game on Thursdays, Chelsea have the best win rate on this specific weekday, winning 7 of the 11 games. Okay. Everton are unbeaten in the last 5 played on a Thursday. 1, 2, drawn 3. There you go. Chelsea have conceded 8 goals in the last 3 games in all competitions, as many as they had done in their previous 18.
But that is the only thing, isn't it? They're a little bit wobbly at the moment.
Everton are winless in the last 6 away games. Drawn 1, lost 5. They've lost 4 in the row. Everton last lost 5 in the row on the Premier League in March 2018. Chelsea striker Lukaku's Everton's Premier League's highest goal scorer, netting 68 goals.
Yeah, he doesn't play for us though. So.
No, he scored once in 5 appearances against us though, for Manchester United. 4-0. We only scored once when they were when
that's
he celebrated.
The
celebrated.
Debut of Angry Birds.
He was, yeah. It was the day of Angry Birds on the shirt. No manager who's previously taken charge of Chelsea in the Premier League has ever won away against them in the same competition. And Chelsea's Mason Mount has scored in each of his last 3 Premier League games, and a goal here would see him become the youngest player to score 4 in a row for the Blues in that competition. Get your money on Mason Mount, make yourself
there
some
you
money.
Go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you as down on this as we are? What would you do with the team? Because I think, let's have a think about it, because it don't go mental. Yeah, soon. Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Also, don't forget, Ultimate Fan, this is a game day, so make sure you are playing Ultimate Fan for this game. Money to be won. If you're not in our league, make sure you come and join our league as well.
Because why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? And as that gets bigger, we're going to start introducing some prizes to that as well. So get involved in that. Don't forget you get free packs. All come out on a Tuesday.
Do it.
Silver packs $2.99 a month. Gold packs $4.99 a month. Get involved. The link is in the description. So make sure you're playing Ultimate Fan. It's sad. Do you know what? When you've seen the Everton result, you always go to Ultimate Fan and it can brighten you up if you've had a good weekend. I won our one this week.
By a point. Oh no, by 5. I beat him again.
Me, you know.
Yeah, you did. Well done.
Beat you.
You did.
There you go. So yeah, check that out. The link is in the description. And if you want daily live videos, join us on Patreon as well. Thank you for watching. See you later.